Hey everybody, how's it going? So I just wanted to kind of do another one of these videos because it's been like 3 years now, and I just hit a pretty good milestone, I would say. I hit 6 years sober on July 21st, so that's, I don't know, a couple weeks ago now. But I just wanted to make another one of these so I could kind of recap and go over it, and just if there's someone out there that's like struggling with addiction or is freshly gone sober, I haven't done anything like this on the channel for a little while. So, you know, I think maybe I want to go back to that because I'm kind of, I don't know, in the last little bit I've been an advocate for, you know, kind of a healthier lifestyle. Earlier part of this channel, I guess going back to the early stages of this channel, I was very unhealthy. If you go back to my early videos, I was like a real unhealthy person and wasn't eating well. I was freshly sober. What basically happened was I had been exposed, I guess, to the wrong type of people, like we do when we're kids, you know, and being impressionable, being a person that has a history, a family history of addiction, you know, just kind of, you just fall into it. You know, sometimes you don't even know what happened. You're like, you fucking, you know, one day you meet a person, then the next day you're in the back of a van going 90 miles an hour and you don't even know where you're at. Anyway, so it was basically like I started drinking. I drank once for 5 years kind of thing, you know. I started at like, I was like 19, something like that, 19, 20. And well, that's when it really started to hit, I guess. I had been drinking a little bit before that, but the real hard drinking started, you know, when I got around those type of people, I guess. So I don't know, I actually thrived pretty well on it. It was like one of those things where it's, I didn't have a lot going on in my life. I didn't have like a lot of outlets, and that was kind of an outlet for me just to kind of unwind like it is for a lot of people. And if you have a healthy relationship with alcohol or whatever substance, weed, whatever it is, you can mitigate it. You can have like a good relationship with it, but it doesn't ruin your fucking life, you know? Or it doesn't at least destroy your health and your relationships, which it was getting close to that point. What really helped me, a couple of things that really helped me, was starting to distance myself from those type of people, the people that are really deep in their addiction. And also I was blessed with a supportive family and a girlfriend that kind of has my back, has, you know, and wants to see the best in me. Speak of the devil. Yeah, so I was lucky in that sense. Not all of you guys will have that. You know, I understand that not everybody has like a support system. Not everybody has all the luxuries that even if you're watching in another country that's not as awesome as America, whatever, you know, you get what I mean. But since the beginning of this channel, I've actually wanted to provide a space like that for people. My DMs on Instagram are always open for people struggling, you know, with anything. I'm very open about that. Anyway, going along with the story, so I got to a point where I was getting like this really bad tonsillitis thing, and that was actually contributing to me not wanting to drink anymore. But we would go to like wild parties, you know, like, well, not like super wild, but to the point where, you know, kids are doing coke in the bathroom, you know how it is, you know. And like I was starting to you know, I got to the point where I was blacking out more and more often, and you know, just grabbing women that aren't mine, just doing very irresponsible things. like I said, I know you can have a responsible and healthy relationship with alcohol, substance, whatever, and more power to you. Okay, some people just don't have an addictive personality. Even psychoactive drugs, like even like psychedelic drugs. I wish I could do them. I can't. They fuck with me, dude. They freak me out. Marijuana, all that shit. I can't handle it. So yeah, it was getting to the point. I'm grabbing women that aren't mine. You see your girlfriend in the corner, like stomping her foot with the crossed arms. You're doing shit that you're not supposed to be doing. And basically, it got to the point. I was lucky. Okay, I had a direct interaction. I had a direct, I guess, kind of an ultimatum. Is like, hey, either you keep going down this path and possibly killing yourself, because I kept trying to get behind the wheel of my truck when I was like blacked out, like a lot of fucking dumb ass kids do. And she was like, hey, it's either you keep going down this path or you go down this path alone, kind of thing. So if you keep doing this, bye, basically, So I was, like I said, I was lucky. So that actually inspired me. I was like, okay, because I knew I'm not a dumbass. I mean, I'm an idiot, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I knew that I had a good opportunity with a good person in my life, a good partner, a life partner. We're still together, by the way. If you watch the channel, you know that. All the girls over the years that hit up my inbox wondering if I'm single. I'm with. Just watch the fucking. Anyway, the first year was really tough. I have to say, I've been through some shit. Okay, I've been through some real tough shit in my life. But that was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Was quitting drinking. I quit smoking. No big deal. I was up to like a pack a day. I just stopped, basically. I just quit. With drinking, I wasn't at the point where I was like a full-on dependency. It's not like it was dangerous for me to quit. So I just stopped. I just stopped drinking. It didn't help that it really helped actually that I was sick. I was not well. My body was starting to let me know, like, hey dude, you're being a fucking dumbass. Stop it, And if you listen to your body, it really will tell you a lot without even having, to have a direct conversation with you. It's like, hey, you're 50 pounds overweight. Your fucking tonsils are the size of golf balls. You gotta stop. There's something wrong, okay? My face is all red and puffy, at what, 23, 24, whatever. How old am I now? And about that year later is when I started, when I made the YouTube channel. I was a fan of the LA Beast. If you don't know who LA Beast is, you can go fuck yourself. So I made the channel TheBear, because back then on YouTube, there was a popularity of like names, like besides your own name, like the something, the LA Beast, Furious Pete, all that stuff, So anyway, I made that an inspiration by the LA Beast. Even did a couple of eating challenges and all that stuff. But so that kind of gave me, other than my work, doing motorcycle mechanic work by myself, I never worked for anyone else until very, very recently. Well, I've had jobs, but this has been the first. The job I have now has been the first real job I've had for a while. Anyway, making videos, at least starting to, kind of gave me a little something to look forward to. Something to do, something to kind of focus on. Other than the music I was doing, I've always had artistic side hustles. I've been a music producer. I've been in bands. My whole teenage life I was in bands. So I've always had that. I've always had like a creative side, which also really helps. If you're struggling, you might want to find a hobby. Find something that will fulfill you in some way. And one of the big ones for me is the gym. That's not necessarily a hobby. I would consider that more hygiene, but also it's therapy. If you get a real hard workout in, you're gonna feel better. And basically, the one thing that helps is you knowing in your head that the first little bit is gonna be really hard, and you have to basically tell yourself, stop being a fucking pussy and push through it. Because no one's gonna do it for you, you know? This is all you. You can't have your family like hold your hand through the whole thing. You can't have your friends like just carry you through the whole thing like they do in Call of Duty, okay? You have to take the initiative. You have to figure out a strategy to get through it. And I'm not trying to preach, I'm just going from my own experience. Everyone's gonna have a different experience with this. So, but I'm just offering my 2 cents basically. Exercise helps. So basically, the first year is going to be tough if you're a heavy drinker like I was. But you're going to start feeling notably better, especially if you start eating better. The thing that I ran into was that my body was craving that sugar and all the carbs and shit. So I started eating a lot. So I gained like 30 some pounds or something, or you know, I had already been gaining weight, but I got up over 200 pounds. Like 206 or 209 is like I think what I've maxed out at. Back down to 170 now. So that's one thing to watch out for, is you're gonna have cravings for sugar and shit. Maybe, I mean, it's not gonna do well for you, but you know, maybe give yourself a little bit of leniency at first. You know, cutting out everything all at once might fuck you up. So that's something else to take into account. Anyway, where was I? Giving myself an outlet, whether it be music, whether it be making YouTube videos. And now I have my Twitch stream and my YouTube streams on Saturdays that I look forward to. So stuff to look forward to, you know? Looking forward to feeling good after a good workout. That's one thing that's like awesome, you know, something that you can really look forward to. Shit, man. It's been an interesting 6 years. A lot has happened in the world in general, let alone my life. You know, my life is tiny. I hope I reach somebody with this video. I hope I help somebody. I know I have in the past. There's been some really awesome people that have commented in the past, like concerning my like my non-alcohol beer review video. I had good feedback from that, and my other my 3.5 years sober video, that one, you know, it's not like it got a lot of views or anything, but there were people in the comments that came in and they felt helped by it. So 6 years, you know, that's kind of a number to note, I guess. So I guess yeah, keep pushing. If you know, basically, if you know you're doing something wrong, life is going to tell you in some way. You know, if you basically try to actively go towards, see, that's the thing, like what Jocko Willink and stuff talk about, discipline does actually equal freedom. Like if you have a good regimented and you practice a regimented life, and you practice being responsible and practice doing things well, or trying to at least, and telling the truth, trying to. That's one thing that I have a hard time with, is telling the truth. Your body, your family, your friends are gonna thank you. You're gonna lose friends. That's one other thing to take into account, is some people aren't gonna be there on the other side. There's people that I have not talked to since the day I quit drinking. I've had people actually get mad at me and like want to fight me because I won't drink with them. So that, you know, addiction, all that stuff is it is actually like somewhat of like a demon, you know? It's a sickness. You have to look at it like that. It's a hard thing that they're going through, and if you're trying to pull out of that, they're just at a different stage, you know? And they may not even pull out of that stage ever. One thing that helped me out was the fear of being in my 70s, still drinking with a fucking nose like a squash, and drooling all over myself, you know? I'm not about that. Okay? I'm trying to live a long, healthy, happy life. The one thing that, another thing that I noted is that when I was early in the stages of this shit, I felt like I didn't have a future, you know? I couldn't see into the future at all. And getting further and further into health, since I'm an advocate for whatever healthy lifestyle it is, you know, low carb, you know, exercising. If you're a guy, I try to advocate for masculinity being a good thing, because it actually is. Femininity is also a good thing. So I think those things should be embraced, even in this process. You know, if you're feeling down, like some narrative has you down that you're the worst thing ever because you're so and so, kick that bullshit out, or just use it as use it as fuel. Try to. It takes a long time to practice this shit, you know? It's hard for people that are right in it, you know? Some people take their own life because they can't handle it. But basically, how I've dealt with that is, you know, I've struggled with depression and all that shit, whatever. There's a little bit of compartmentalization that you have to do with this type of shit. But also, one of my mantras is, this is just how you feel today. You may feel that way for a long time, but you're gonna feel maybe a little bit different tomorrow. Maybe if you just admit that to yourself, that you're gonna feel shitty today. So either try to do something to pull yourself out of it, get some exercise, get your heart rate up, whatever. Get up, you know? Try to figure it out. But yeah, it's like a lot of the time I felt down, and I'm like, this is just how you feel today. Just try to get through to tomorrow. And usually I feel a little bit better the next day, you know? It's just sad it's really sad. It's fucking tragic that there are people out there that have taken their own life because they don't feel good. They think that that's their existence. That's a lot of the population, man. If you think about it, there's people out there that are nasty to each other, that are deep in addiction, that are like, you know, depressed and anxious, and they think that that's just how life is, you know, because that's all they know. And it fucking sucks, dude. And I wish there was more like of an advocation for like, because like that's how it was for me, man. I've been eating shit all my life before this. I started drinking relatively early on. I didn't know that I could feel good, honestly. And I started eating better. Thank God for Joe Rogan, because that's how I learned about the ketogenic diet. And then started working out. I hadn't worked out since high school, and I remembered how good it felt. But then like I started focusing on diet, started focusing on like, I was almost getting like, you can shift your addiction. I was getting addicted to feeling good. I was getting addicted to improving my life. And I think that's like awesome. If you can swing it, that's a really cool thing to do. Because like you can turn that addiction into something positive. You can turn that addiction into being addicted to improving your life. That's a good train to get on. You know, you're like, oh shit, like that feels good. Oh wow, it feels really good to like compliment somebody. You know, do that. It feels good to try to encourage another person. Try to do that. Feels good to work out, obviously. Just did. I just went to the gym just now. I guess in conclusion, if you're going through addiction and you're trying to find a space, you're trying to find that good headspace, you know? It's in there somewhere. Just gotta find it. That first little bit is gonna be really hard. So just anticipate that. It's gonna be very, very hard because a lot of people don't feel like they have a problem, but then they're like, oh shit, like 2 weeks in, they're like, oh, I must have a problem. Because like even 6 years later, I still think about drinking. I still dream about it, you know? You just have to have a bit of faith, a bit of hope, and just to get through that initial, it's just like working out, man. You just get through that initial little bit, and then it does get easier. And also, welcome to my channel. I'm TheBear. Everybody calls me TheBear. The name doesn't really mean anything to me anymore. I'm Luke Morgan, okay? I'm here for you. Whoever is left in my community, we're all here for you. My DMs are open, like I said. You can comment on this video. I respond to every single comment, and you can hit me up on Instagram or whatever. So anyway, I hope I helped. I'm probably an idiot and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but at least I made the thing, you know? So happy 6 years to me, pat myself on the back. I appreciate all you guys, the ones who have stuck around. I know I've been a bit shoddy on content and all that stuff, but yeah, I appreciate each and everybody for being here, staying with me throughout the years. It's been a really nice little community that I've built here. And yeah, so I'm live 5 days a week on Twitch. If you want to come to a spot where you can just hang out and like talk, you know, and especially if you like gaming content. I like gaming, so I figured I'd stream it. And on Saturdays, I have my live interactive podcasts where we talk about all kinds of shit. Like last week, I talked about Britney Spears. Talk about like current events and all kinds of stuff, but it's interactive, so you can come into the chat and directly speak with me. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Share your stories share your stories in the comments, and you know, have a great fucking day. Keep your bitches out of the kitchen, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.